So Gervonta said that he stops Lomachenko in 10 rounds. He said that he's going to break him down first, then KO him later. So according to Gervonta, he going to stop Lomachenko. He ain't tripping about it. Now, the misconception about Gervonta is that he's a pure power puncher. That's a huge misconception because Gervonta, he's almost as good of a boxer and he's just as skilled as being a power puncher. He's not a power puncher. He's a boxer puncher. He's the perfect definition of that. I feel like his skills get overlooked because of his power. Once he really move up in competition, his knockout, percentage is obviously going to decrease, but his skills will grant him the victories, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people sleep on his skills, so we'll see. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is, and where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? This is Jay from Florida.
Jay, what's going on? Talk to me. What you think about Gervonta stopping Lomachenko in 10?
Honestly, I think it's big talk. If anything, a while ago, I thought that, if anybody was going to give Loma his toughest fight, it was going to be Gervonta Davis. But now it's Teofimo Lopez. And that fight, it hasn't happened yet. But if anything, I think that's going to be his toughest fight of his career. But even then, I still see Gervonta Davis as a really tough opponent for Lomachenko. If anybody besides Teofimo was going to knock him out, I thought it was going to be Gervonta Davis. But honestly,
so who you have winning?
I have Lomachenko winning that fight between Gervonta Davis because honestly, if Gervonta Davis really wanted to knock out Teofimo, if he really wanted to knock out Loma, like he said, he would have fought him at 130 instead of just saying that when he moved up to 135 because he could have fought him. He definitely could.
He moving down for Cruz.
Yeah, he's moving down for Cruz, but, he's probably moving right back up because Cruz made it adamant that he wanted the fight to happen at 130, and then he later changed his mind. So, honestly, I think if he really wanted that smoke with Loma, he could have just took the fight, a year ago. But, him and the fiascos outside the ring, it held stuff up. So, honestly, I think he is definitely skilled. He's super skilled. It's just that his discipline at hand is just the weak part. And I think Loma could potentially outwork him for the simple fact that he's too kind of stiff on his heels. And he's one of those guys that's going to make you work. You can fight an orthodox volume puncher and maybe do okay, but until they start making you actually work more, like really work, like change those angles, then you really have to work. You can't just sit back on your heels and then throw your shots and swing for the fence because you got power. It ain't going to work that way. So I think I'll give this one to Loma.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
He is definitely skilled.
Yeah, he's definitely skilled though. Like, I mean, he ain't, one thing for sure, he ain't like just a power puncher like Deontay Wilder. He has a whole lot of skills, and even the most skilled of them all, Shakur, he said that Gervonta has a lot of skills. People just sleep on his skills because of his power. So in that fight, if the best version of Gervonta shows up, I will pick Gervonta. But I feel like he's in the same shoe that Mike Tyson was in. I feel like he the baby Mike, even with his mindset, because like Mike Tyson, he was his own reason for his downfall. That person in the mirror who really beat Mike. Like the best version of Mike doesn't lose to Buster Douglas, but obviously that was the biggest upset in history because Mike Tyson was training like 3 weeks for that fight. You know what I mean? For that fight in particular. And other fights, not just that fight, but Mike Tyson never had really the dedication of Floyd, for example. Even Muhammad Ali, for example, he never really had that hard, that type of dedication like Mayweather did. And Prince Nassim Hamed
he did have a hard dedication. He just took a lot of punishment in his career, though. That's what happened.
Yeah, but even some losses, after the Frazier lost, I think when a fight that he broke his jaw, Ken Norton, I think.
You talking about Ken Norton?
Yeah,
it was just.
Yeah, the first fight.
he actually trained hard for those fights. He admitted to George Foreman. If you actually look up interviews, he told George Foreman to knock him out because he said that was just one fighter who didn't look like he was going to be hard to beat until he got into the ring with him. He was just really awkward to fight.
Right.
And
but
it was.
I remember seeing that interview where he stated that you know, he don't like that style. You know, everybody got that kryptonite. That was kind of like Muhammad Ali kryptonite. Ken Norton always gave him a tough fight, but like I said, that kryptonite, Gervonta could face a kryptonite like that, and if he don't train hard, that kryptonite gonna beat you. You know, and Muhammad Ali, the first time he fought Ken Norton, he talked about how he didn't train only 3 weeks for the fight and this or that. So in a rematch, he took it more serious, and that's how he got the win in a close fight. So what I'm saying is, you got to take every opponent seriously, because in the sport of boxing, style make fights. So Cruz might give Gervonta a tough time if Gervonta relies on his power and his athletic ability. And then what if the power don't get him out of there and he's out of shape and Cruz is in shape and Cruz is able to take Gervonta power? He might take him to deep waters, and then it might be the wrong night. So what I'm saying is, Gervonta is his biggest enemy, that person in the mirror. If he get that person straight and he all the way right, I'm talking about hard work, dedication every time, because you can't just rely on that one opportunity. When he faced Lomachenko, he tried to put it all together. No, you got to put it all together like puzzle from day one against every single opponent, not just against a Lomachenko or an A+ fighter, because by the time you get there, your condition might fail you, because your body, you done abused it so much that you can no longer keep abusing it that way. So even Floyd Mayweather talked about a little bit on that. So yeah, get your last couple thoughts, Akhi, and I got another caller.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think it would be a really tough fight if he comes in shape. I do think his fights are a little bit more competitive than what people think. Though he has knocked out he has dominated the overwhelming majority of his competition. Gervonta Davis has, but I wouldn't say that he was just Jose Pedraza was completely out of the fight, even though he really knocked him out badly in the later rounds. He was actually in the fight. So other than that, I just have to address this comment with this guy Gene Doe saying that, you know, Loma didn't fight anybody at 135. Well, who did Gervonta Davis fight at 135? He's had one fight there, and that was against Yuriorkis Gamboa. So.
Yeah. No, I understand. But yes, like I said, that's a hell of a fight. We'll see. Hopefully it take place. Appreciate the call, Akhi.
No problem.
All right, peace. It's my Akhi from Florida. I mean, because y'all DCast will talk all of this in the comment section. Just peep the comment sections on my videos. They will say I'm biased. They will say this or they will say that. But when y'all having a chance to debate me on my own platform and expose Akhi, y'all got nothing to say. I drop facts on y'all. You see Camacho taking shots at the glove gate, but he can't prove them wrong. He just hate the fact that I put the truth out there. Y'all hate Akhi for telling the truth, because the truth is so rare nowadays, but it's so popular to tell a lie. But that's not how I move. That's not how I rock. You know what Akhi stand for? Akhi stand for my brother. So even if you my brother and I have to check you and knock you out, that's exactly what I'm going to do and get a check doing it. So with that being said, you got a chance to make your own topic. Come up with your own topic you want to debate me with. Something I said in the past, something you want to talk about. If you think I'm so biased, call in, prove Akhi wrong. Put that blemish on his record, because Akhi out here being undefeated.